So some of you might have seen yesterday that I put a post up about how I'm trying to get back to using pen and paper. So let me tell you a bit more about why that is. So I feel like I spend a lot of time on my phone. Quite a bit of work happens on my phone, so part of that is posting to social media, so I'm on the phone for that. Responding to clients, responding to messages, stuff like that all happens on the phone. Some of my programming I tend to do on the phone. Some of it's done on laptop, but generally the phone's there, so it happens on that. But what happens is, because the phone is in my hand, then while I'm there, I then start to get distracted. I'll check Facebook, I'll start scrolling, then you end up on the reels, don't you? So you're looking at, videos of cats and dogs and God knows what else, and all of these sorts of things, and it becomes addictive, doesn't it? We know that it does become addictive, and before you know it, you've sat there for half an hour or even an hour scrolling, looking at rubbish. So it's leading me into a lot of procrastination, where I'm actually thinking, oh, well, I'll do that in a minute. Oh, let me just check this. Let me just check this. And things are not getting done, and I'll use the excuse that I don't have time, and it's probably not really true. So I play a few games on the phone. I play Wordle, the New York Times Wordle game. I also play Quordle, and I also play Octordle, which are similar variations of those games. I also play a kind of Tetris-y type based game. So coming back to Wordle, I'm on a 34-day streak on Wordle at the moment, so I haven't missed playing that game in 34 days. And that streak would have actually been considerably longer than that, but I missed one day on holiday a few weeks back, which I was gutted about. Otherwise that would probably be something like a 90-day streak, something like that. So for 90 consecutive days I've managed to get onto my phone and make time to play this silly little game, and yet there are other things in my life that I will claim I haven't had time to do that would have taken equally the same amount of time. So it just goes to show you, doesn't it? I find that I feel like I'm getting overstimulated, so even when I'm on the phone, the telly's normally on in the background, so there's lots of input coming in, or vice versa. Darren's constantly moaning at me because we'll put a programme on and put a film on, and I'm still scrolling on the phone and kind of half watching, half listening. He'll be like, oh, you missed that bit, didn't you? Oh, no, I didn't. All the time. And I find that even when I'm out with friends and things like that, I want to look at the phone, I want to just check, I want to see if I've missed anything, and I haven't missed anything, never missed anything. It's nothing that can't wait. But yes, so I'm finding my attention span is not what it should be. I find even, I like listening to Audible. I prefer it to reading. Again, partly from an attention span kind of thing, because I struggle to read and not be diverted into other stuff, but also partly just because my eyesight isn't so great for reading books. It's a bit like this. So I prefer the Audible. But I have noticed now that when I take the dog for a walk, I'm out and about, and I put the earphones in to listen to my books, and I find that there'll be huge chunks of it that I haven't even listened to, and it's just noise, just in the background, like I'm unable to focus in on that now. It's just bleh, So yeah, so there's a lot of that going on, so I want to cut down on that. So that's one of the reasons. So coming back into pen and paper, just to get that phone out of my hand, to stop the overstimulation and to stop the procrastination, really. But I used to enjoy writing. I used to enjoy having a pen and paper. I used to do quite a lot of drawing. I used to write poetry, stuff like that. None of that's really happened since the age of computers has come around. And again, I'll claim that I'm too busy to do it, and it's probably not true. So I'm trying to get back into just enjoying having the pen in my hand. I used to keep a diary when I was younger, in my teens, and that's another thing that I've stopped doing. And whilst the format will probably be different now, I'm trying to get back into doing some journaling so I can do a little bit of planning of my day, a little bit of reflection at the end of the day on how that went. And I have started to do it, but it's been sporadic. And again, it will come back to that I haven't had time, and yet I have had time to play Wordle. So yeah, it's those kinds of things. So I want to get back into having pen and paper, taking time with it. Research has shown that writing things on a pen and paper, you're far more likely to absorb what's been written and to remember it later versus typing it either on a computer or on your phone. So yeah, I'm kind of using that, and I'm kind of taking time as I write to watch the words as they develop on the page. And so what I've done is I've made a little investment. I've been down to WH Smith's yesterday and I bought a couple of nice little books. So I've got a project book. So this project book has got some little dividers that kind of separate the book into your different subjects or different areas of your life that you want to make notes about. Because I do have notepads. In fact, I've got about 5 or 6 notepads and I can't find a damn note I've written because they're all on different notepads scattered around the house. So I'm hoping that's going to keep my main things a little bit more organised. I've got this book, which is a great little book from Smith's. So this is a journal, comes with different covers, but a lot of it is the same inside. And inside here, we've got pages, a day in the life, I've got there. So this tells me today's triumphs, big or small, today's challenges, how I overcome it, ideas to explore, memory of the day, and a little box down the bottom here where you can mark down how you were feeling, whether you're happy or sad, energetic or tired, calm or tense, confident or uncertain, inspired or bored, and a rating out of 10. So that's something you can do every day. I love the fact that it's not a diary. So actually, if I don't do it every day, I'm not going to have blank pages in there. There's just a bit up the top where I can enter a date. We have Girl with Goals. I don't know why it's gender specific, but we've got Girl with Goals, so I can write down my goals in there, how you're going to achieve it, when you're going to achieve it by, etc. Smart goals. Things grateful for, 3 things every day. And then a moment of reflection. So this week's reflections, what can I work on improving? And this week's words to live by. So we've got that. And again, nothing has to be done every week, every day. You can just enter your date in there. And what you'll notice, I hope, as I was flitting that up, I don't really want you to read about everything I've written, but hopefully you'll see that I'm using some lovely coloured pens. So I invested just in some, they're not terribly expensive, I think they're about £5 for the 4 pens, something like that. Some nice little coloured pens to use. And a nice writing pen, again not an expensive one, it's 3 or 4 quid I think, but it's a nice little gel rollable ink, so it's really nice. It's a nice feel in the hand and it scrolls nicely over the page. And so yeah, writing, you can see here, again just enjoying the writing, making some little doodles and some little pictures, getting all the different colours on there, and just enjoying being with the pen and paper. Again, some little doodles up there, look, you know, and just taking time to absorb what I'm writing down there and let it sink in, and just time away from the screen, getting that screen out of my face, and we'll see how that goes. So maybe it's something you could do. I've got to be honest, I'm actually thinking about getting these books for my clients, maybe giving it to them as part of their startup package. So they're only a tenner, so I mean, it's, you know, that would last you a good 6 months probably in there. So a good investment, I think. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about your screen time? Do you feel like it's something that benefits you, or something that's perhaps taking you away from more important things in your life?